And that was a beautiful introduction. I think that was an introduction that I sent. Yeah, it is an explanation of myself, but I'm going to go through a little bit of it again. This presentation, I'm calling it a Traveling Medicine Man, and it's about my travels through ancient Mesoamerica. The presentation by myself with Black Sea Cuisine and Rosso Collective. You can go to the next slide, sister. All right. So this presentation is called Plant-Based Magic. It's about the importance of working with plant-based foods and also with plant medicine. And we're going to talk heavy about the mycelium network. And if anybody don't know what the mycelium network is, you're going to learn today. And so the agenda for the presentation is speaking about plant-based foods and natural living, also about herbs, stones, and crystals. We're going to go through sea moss, fungi, and super minerals, and also we're going to talk about plant medicine history and uses. Next slide. Okay, so I'm going to go through this kind of quickly because I don't have as much time as I was having before, but right now, like I was saying, this presentation is about combining plant-based foods along with plant medicine, and these are the different topics that I just went over. We can go to the next slide. Okay, so I just want to let everybody know who I am. My name is, born name is Michael, but I go by Mikael right now. That's the more ancient name to say Michael. A lot of people know me by Mikhail for short. I'm a holistic health practitioner, and I travel around a lot to different places, different African diasporas, to learn about culture, to receive healing, and also to bridge the gaps between our people globally. And like the sister was saying, I'm a former member of Mandela Grocery Cooperative. If folks know about Mandela Grocery Cooperative, right up the street from here. Black-owned cooperative grocery store out here in Oakland, one of the nation leaders when it comes to cooperative works. Also, I'm a founder of Rosso Collective. We are a melanated collective of brothers who promote health and wellness, art, music, and spirituality. And on my path, I've been plant-based for 10 years. I started on my plant-based path by going through some real bad health issues, and I had to go do the research and learn how to heal myself naturally. But I went through that process, and me going through that process, my spirituality, my elevation, my consciousness all raised, and in that same process of me transitioning to working with plant-based food, I also started working with plant medicine. It was something that was very intuitive, that spirit sent to me, but I'm very happy where I'm at right now. And this is some information about me, and also my website, exclusivemagic.com. You can go to the next slide. All right, so these are some of my credentials. I went through a lot of them, but this is speaking about my travels, the different organizations and cooperatives I'm a part of. But also I want to highlight that I have been speaking and presenting at these different psychedelic and plant medicine conferences ever since 2020, since the decriminalization of plant medicine out here in Oakland. It's been a big spread around the nation of other places in the country that's been decriminalizing the use of plant medicines, and also been opening up a portal for different people to advocate and speak about their history and their experiences working with plant medicine. So I've been working on plant medicine the last 10 years, and it's not something that nobody forced me or told me to do. It's something that my spirit guided me to do, and I'm happy to be able to share this information with y'all right now. Next slide. Okay, so we're going into the plant-based foods and natural living section. And this is a picture of me out in Tanzania, which is also Tanzania, but some people might know East Africa, with the great Mama C. I don't know if y'all know about Mama C. She's a Black Panther, exiled to Tanzania, been here ever since, but she built a whole community out there. She does some power works out there, so I had a chance to go out there in 2021 to connect with her. Next slide. Okay, so the importance of plant-based foods. We may all know about the importance of foods based off of health and wellness, but on a deeper level, what it says on the slide here is that plant-based foods are the way of our ancient light-being ancestors. I know we got many ancient ancestors that you might know from like Africa or from like antiqual times where we were living in other places, but before we were even living on this earth, we come from light. We are light beings. Inside of our bodies, inside of us is a light and a soul, and that's what we used to live by, our soul. And our ancient light being ancestors, they survived off of pure mineral water, sunlight, fresh nutrient-dense fruit, breathing in pure air and chi energy, and from all the natural elements of the earth and the universe. You can survive from this right here. Air, water, sunlight, and pure energy. But since humanity has fallen in our vibration, it's hard for us to live like this, but we start to raise our vibration back up to get to that level. And you are what you eat. And so what is plant-based foods? Plant-based foods, for anybody who don't know, is all natural fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, oils, herbs, fungi, sea algae, and spices. That's no dairy, that's no meat, no animal products, pure natural ITAL food for soul. Next slide. All right, so outside of this, the plant-based foods, we got different types of grades of foods on the planet right now, unfortunately. And one thing that's killing a lot of people and that's hurting humanity is GMO foods. For anybody who may not know, foods in America and many places on the earth have been becoming hybrid foods. And that's mean taking them from their original state and scientifically spicing them or chemically spicing them to create new species of food on the planet. So a lot of the foods that we eat nowadays on the planet are hybrid plants. And they're not even original plants of the planet. That can be from garlic, that can be from a carrot, that can be from broccoli. Many of the things that we might enjoy to eat, they're actually very acidic to our bodies. And we may not have been taught that, but on a daily, we have to be mindful of what we're consuming in our bodies, because anything we consume is a reflection of our energy, but also, like I was saying earlier, you are what you eat. It may not seem like that, but it's a true statement. And also, the body is a natural organic being too. The body needs natural mineral water, sunlight, natural foods, and need natural environments to survive. And when we feed our bodies non-organic food, genetically modified food, also now we've got this 3D printed food. We also got clone chemicals and animal flesh that they putting out on the market for people to eat. You got the fake plant-based meats as well. All these things are really bad for the human DNA. It breaks down the human DNA and it breaks down the cells of the body. So the best way to eat in order for you to feel energized and for you to sustain life, in my opinion, is eating as plant-based as possible. Next slide. Okay, so next I want to talk about natural foods versus conventional processed foods. The earth right now is really depleted with soil, especially out here in America. You know what I'm saying? The soils don't have all the same minerals and nutrients it used to have. The soil's been hit with a lot of chemicals, a lot of bad water, and a lot of unnatural things. So most of the foods that we get in America, they don't really have as much minerals and nutrients we need to survive and sustain ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Even if you eat natural, plant-based, and all that, you're still gonna have to take in more extra minerals in order for you to get what you need in your body. So, in other places, in other lands, as I've been traveling, Mexico, Honduras, and Africa, when I go there and I eat, I feel a lot more nourished, I feel a lot more healthy, I feel a lot more alive, you know what I'm saying? And when I come back to America, I eat the foods out here, and particularly this last time coming back from Honduras, I came back and I got really sick. And I was eating the same thing I was already eating when I was out there, but just the foods out here may not seem like it, but they spray a lot of chemicals on these foods. They got a lot of bagged and processed foods that they spray this air in there, and this air is very deadly to the body, you feel me? So if it's possible, I would suggest everybody to eat as raw and natural as possible. And you go to the next slide. Okay, so let me see. This is a little bit more what I was talking about with the GMO foods and how it's messing up the DNA and how it produces chemicals to the body that we don't need. And eating plant-based foods that has more minerals, more vitamins and nutrients can help to sustain the body. And over time, it can help to heal the body. It can improve brain function and help prevention and management of Alzheimer's and dementia as well. Next slide. Okay, so we're moving forward now to herbs, stones, and crystals. How many of y'all here work with herbs, stones, or crystals? Okay, that's good. Herbs, yeah, herbs is healing the nation. Okay, next slide. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with crystals. Folks can see I have many stones and crystals on. And that time when I got sick in 2011, when I started doing my research, I started getting a remembrance of the importance of stones and crystals. When I was younger, I used to go to like the river out in Sacramento with my mom, and we'll go find like precious stones, and we'll put them in the windowsill and just like as decorations. But at that time, I didn't know that I was really tapped in with like with nature. You know what I'm saying? And these crystals and gemstones, they were created at the same time the earth was created, the same time the universe was created, and at the same time that the heavens, they were all created together. So stones and crystals are very angelic. They're a part of the earth, and they help to transform and shift the thoughts and energies on the earth. And they're coated with the earth's DNA. Stones and crystals also got universal DNA on them, cosmic DNA, which is a higher source outside of ourselves. You got galactic DNA, celestial DNA, once again, that's heavenly, angelic DNA, and also omni DNA of the Creator. So a crystal is one of the closest things physically you can find that's closest to God. It's a perfect molecule in form and shape. When you put it in the sun, it reflects and attracts energy, and it's able to facilitate life. That sounds like a very close reflection of God to me. So I feel like these crystals, they can help to generate infinite resources of energy. They can conserve and sustain energy. They absorb and they save energy. They also can focus and transform energy. They can emit and operate energy from its crystalline electromagnetic frequency in its organized structure. So you can store energy in crystals, you can shift energy through crystals, you can sustain energy all through crystals. So I would say as humanity, we need to get more in tune with these crystals. There's a lot of these corporations and different people who go to these different mines all around the world. They extract our crystals from the indigenous people, and they come back and take it, and they build a technology that they're tricking us with. All these TV screens, these cell phones, they're all high in minerals and crystals. And we may not know the properties of them, but we get more in tune with them. We can take these crystals and create our own technology. We don't have to depend on these different systems and different people to give us technology that is already naturally ours. You feel me? So, next slide. Okay, so what are the purpose of crystals? And my understanding, crystals are organized, balanced, and strong intentional vibrational frequency in the physical form. So it's a vibrational frequency. Everything in the universe is ran by vibrational frequency. So they are a change in physical structure, and they're a reflection of energetic strength that is perfected in harmonic frequency. So you can use these crystals in harmonic frequency with yourself to attract and to repel and protect yourself, and you also can use them to increase and amplify the vibration and energy around you. And for the evolution of humanity, crystals, if charged and set with tension, can raise your vibration, they can return you to your energetic being, and they can give you a nice harmony and flow in your life. And they can assist you to find your path and purpose, and also help you release negative energy and heal yourself from a positive vibration. So I would encourage anybody who's not like connected with solar crystals right now, just do your research on it and take some time just to maybe invest in one, get in tune with it, hold it in your hand, go to nature with it, and just try your best to let it communicate with you. Next slide. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to herbs. Everybody here said that they, are familiar with herbs, but what are herbs? You know what I'm saying? And from my understanding, herbs it's all plants, trees, roots, barks, the soil, and all monotonic elements. All those are herbs. And by taking medicinal herbs on a daily, it can help you increase your life force energy, sustain your life force energy, and it can just keep you healthy throughout your lifetime. So all indigenous people around the world, they all utilize herbs for healing, for daily use for food, and they also use them for spiritual and ritualistic practices. So I'm going to just show through even the biblical history of herbs. This is saying in Revelation 22:2, in the midst of the streets, in either side of the river, there was a tree of life, and which bare 12 manners of fruit, and yield her fruit every month. and the leaves of the trees were for the healing of the nation. So this is in the Bible. It says clearly that the herbs are the healing of the nation. So if you want to heal yourself naturally, it's best to start off using elements of nature, and herbs are one of the most medicinal properties of nature. Next slide. Okay, so the indigenous use of herbs. As I was saying, majority of indigenous Native Americans, ancient African tribes, Mesoamerican, Caribbean, Alaska Native healers, for a long time have been utilizing the practice of herbs. And the medicinal plants they use are for application for food, also for natural technology, and for mystical manifestations. Most plants in indigenous cultures are food, but they also are healers in their properties as well. Herbs are food and they are medicine, and you also can utilize herbs within prayers and different spiritual practices as well. I'm not going to go through all this text right here, but you take a picture of this, it'll tell you just a little bit about the uses of the herbs. You can go to the next slide. So the indigenous practice use of the herbs. These are different ways that indigenous people use herbs. They use them as herbal teas, also as herbal baths. You got herbal tonics and elixirs you can use to heal yourself. You got herbal natural care products for the body, hair, and the skin. You got herbal aromatherapy that you can use to heal yourself. You got herbal dyes and inks. A lot of these dyes and inks that we use in our clothes nowadays are not natural, and they actually go into the skin and leave chemicals in your skin. If you use herbs as a natural dye for the clothes like they do in indigenous cultures, then that's more natural clothes and better for your body. You also got herbal salves and balms that you can use to put on the skin to heal your skin. You got herbal oils and perfumes and moisturizers that indigenous people use. Also, you got the herbal smoke and the herbal snuff blends. You got the herbal smoke, a lot of people know about cannabis, that's herbal smoke a lot of us know about, but also you got these herbal snuff blends, like a blend of herbs you can sniff up your nose in order to get spiritual activation. You got also herbal psychoactive plant medicines. You got herbal magic spells and rituals. Anybody here use herbs for magic spells and rituals? Okay, my brother here, let's talk about that. Yeah, herbs, they are very connected with the earth and the creator, and when you utilize them rightly, they can be used in order for you to manifest and attract things. You also got herbal plant technology in building and agriculture. A lot of these ancient civilizations use herbs to build their homes and their civilizations. And that was also a way that they gave back and showed power to their creator too as well. And you got herbal embalming of the dead bodies. How many people knew that the ancient civilization used herbs to embalm the bodies and preserve the bodies in the coffins and for the funerals? Okay. And also lastly, herbal food preservation. A lot of ancient civilizations use herbs to preserve food, because you know a lot of ancient indigenous places, they don't have refrigerators and all the electronics and stuff we have. So they use a lot of herbs and also use the earth and dig in the earth to use a cold storage, and that's how they store their food. Next slide. Okay, so one thing about herbs and spices a lot of people don't know is that the spice trade established a vast empires and changed the whole balance of the planet. Back, I don't know about the timeline, I don't have it on here, but it was a time that Asian, Indian, Arabic, Northeast African, and European nations came to indigenous lands around the world and colonized them and took their herbs and spices and made wealth off them. And they've been doing that since that time, and to this day, a lot of people don't know this, is that the spice trade is the biggest trade on the planet. It may not seem like that, but spice and herbs are the biggest trading and profitable thing on the planet. And since that time, the herbs have been colonized on the planet. And taking control of the spices and the natural resources, that's what they did, and that's what they're still doing to this day. So we can't just look at herbs as something as medicine, we also got to look at them as a connection to our indigenous practices and cultures, and as a way to liberate ourselves too, you feel me? Next slide. Okay, so speaking about herbs and spices, I know a lot of us use seasoning to spice our foods, but how many of us know if the seasons are wild crafted herbs that they're using? Okay. So wild-crafted herbs are herbs that grow naturally from the land and environments that they originate from. And most people get their herbs from manufacturers who grow herbs in controlled environments. And when you grow herbs like that, you're not getting the proper minerals and nutrients of them, and you're not actually even getting the healing benefits of these plants because they're not in their natural environments. So you can get some ginger or something grew at a farm, but since it wasn't grew where naturally it come from, it's not really gonna give you the full healing benefits that you need. You know what I'm saying? I took the ginger in Africa. Oh man, that's a way different ginger than the ginger out here you're gonna find in the store. It's a lot more healing, a lot more deeper in your body, and it's a lot better medicinally. And a lot of these places that grow the herbs, they use fertilizers, they use pesticides. They're also using GMO hybrid plants to grow these herbs. And they also put other stuff in the herbs when they sell it to people where it's deadly to the body. You go to the next slide. So the benefits of wild-crafted herbs is that they're rich in antioxidants, they have the proper minerals and nutrients in it, and they come from the biodiversity of the environment they come from. But a lot of these other herbs that they sell in the store, they have been picked from fields and environments that a lot of times are contaminated, full of mold and yeast and pathogens. And they, a lot of times, spray stuff on these herbs before they package them and give them to the people. So most commercial, organic, conventional spices, they have MSG in it, artificial flavorings, colors, preservatives, anti-caking agents, and soy in it. So I know a lot of us, even myself, grew up using allspice, Accent, McCormick's, all of them is bad. Sorry to say, a lot of them spices is killing people. It may taste good, but the only reason it tastes good is because a lot of it has MSG in it. Anybody familiar with MSG? Yeah, MSG is a chemical compound they put in a lot of spices in order for you to have a taste of a food, but it's actually a very bad chemical for your body. So I would say for folks who cook a lot and we all gotta eat, just try to do your research on the herbs you're using to make sure that they're as natural as possible. And even if you can, make your own herb spices. Just go to the store, buy a raw plant or leaf and grind it up yourself and make it yourself. But a lot of these herbs and spices in the store are beautiful. Next slide. Okay, so we're moving forward now, and we're going to superfoods, sea moss, fungi, and minerals. These are some different pictures of some minerals that I highly recommend, which is sea moss. Also another mineral and element, humic fulvic acid. You also got monotonic gold and psilocybin mushrooms. These are 4 elements that I highly recommend on using for super minerals. Next slide, please. Okay, so what is the importance of superfoods and minerals? Well, it's important because food, even though it may not seem like it always hits you on a cellular level. After your food digests and it breaks down, it goes to your cells in your body. So cellular nutrition helps to clean the cells of toxins and keep them active longer. This is in need in order to absorb all the minerals and nutrients to the body and all the vitamins that we need so the body can properly function. So if you're not eating and consuming foods on a cellular level often, your cells can break down, your body can deteriorate, and you can shorten your lifespan. You know what I'm saying? And once again, you eat to live. The main reason you need to eat is to get your energy. Food is your body's only supply of energy. However, this energy must be converted into an energy source that your body can use. The process of getting energy from your food is called cellular respiration. So we need to eat food that is easy for our body to break down and actually reach on a cellular level so our food and nutrition and the minerals can actually digest in the body. So if you're not consuming enough of those type of foods, like the soursop right here, which is a great cellular food, then you know the body might have issues. Next slide. Okay, so also the importance of eating cellular food is for mineral deficiencies. The body is formed of trillions of cells that form organisms which form the body, and because of decreasing food quality, the lack of minerals in the soil, and the destruction of the Earth's natural environment, majority of humans are lacking proper minerals and nutrients in their body. You know what I'm saying? And we have to replenish ourselves. And that means on a cellular level, nutrition has to be important, and we have to maximize our nutrient absorption. So if you're trying to get all the 102 minerals in your body on a daily, you're not gonna be able to really, in this time, just get it from eating pure food. You're gonna have to have some other supplements, some other monotonic elements in order for you to get all the minerals in your body. And it also gonna help you to maintain a healthy microbiome system. Do folks know what a microbiome is? Okay, the microbiome is your cellular makeup of your stomach. And your stomach, outside your heart, is the highest communication in your body. I know we a lot of times use our minds and our brains to think of things, but our intuition comes from our gut, and our intelligence really comes from our gut. And outside your gut, your heart has more neurons than the brain does. So we gotta start being more in tune with our bodies and making decisions and being smart on what we consume in order for us to keep it healthy. Next slide. Okay, so the importance of sea moss and minerals. How many people in here heard or know about sea moss? Okay, I know it's been getting real popular, but yeah, I would say when I first started making my transition to being plant-based, I was hearing about sea moss, and I was doing my best to get consistent sea moss. But at that time, I was going to Berkeley Bowl, and they had sea moss in a package, and I was buying it, and it was working for what I thought it was. But then I had a friend of mine tell me, hey, that sea moss ain't no real sea moss, it's fake sea moss. I'm like, how can it be fake sea moss? And they explained to me that a lot of the sea moss they sell in the stores in the market, they grow them in commercial pools, meaning that they don't grow them in a natural environment. It's grown in an indoor pool of water. They throw salt in there, and they use a machine to create waves in the water mimicking the ocean. And since they can take a sample of sea moss from the ocean and put it in that water, the sea moss, with this intelligence, starts to grow just like it was in the ocean water. But when it grows like that, it's not getting all the minerals and nutrients it truly needs for you in your body. So, what is sea moss? Sea moss is plant-based, alkaline, mineral-rich, super seafood from minerals and nutrients that's dense in sea salt that comes from the Caribbean, tropical, cold, and arctic waters of the earth. Sea moss, from when I've been traveling more, it grows over the earth, sea algae. That's what it is. People call it the sea moss, but it's a different form of sea algae. And sea algae grows all over the earth. Sea algae you can get in California right now. Probably, I don't know what ocean in particular, but you can get some high mineral nutrients, sea algae out here in California. But at the end of the day, the importance of using sea moss is that it's a superfood. It's full of minerals and nutrients, vitamins. It has a lot of fiber. It can boost your immunity, and it can help you with your overall health. It's a list of all the different benefits. I don't want to go down the whole list right now, but do your research on sea moss, but just know that it's a super mineral, but try to your best to get wildcrafted sea moss. And I've been fortunate to travel to some places and be able to import sea moss directly out here in Oakland. So if anybody looking for some raw sea moss, wildcrafted straight from Africa, Tanzania, straight from Honduras, or straight from St. Lucia, holler at me, we got it. And we can teach you how to use it. And we also, want to make sure you're getting some good stuff. Next slide, please. Okay, so how you can utilize sea moss. If folks don't know all the benefits of how you can use it, you can use it as a tea. That's why you drink it in a tea in the morning. But also I'll throw it in my smoothies. You can make a juice with it, juice and then take the sea moss gel and put it in a blender and make a juice with it. You can use it as a thickener in baking. You can put it in your salad dressing. You can use it for cooking soup. You can use it for an oil substitute in sauces, skin moisturizer, and face mask, hair conditioner, hand or foot soaps, natural body care, plant care, and cosmetic products. Next slide. Okay, so this is a list of superfoods right here. Like I was saying, outside of like the regular fruits and vegetables and things that we eat, is certain elements that we need in our bodies in order for us to get all the proper minerals and nutrients. So this is a list of superfoods. You got moringa, you got baobab, you got maca, soursop, flaxseed oil, which is a natural plant medicine as well, bitter melon, coconut. People don't look at coconut as a superfood, but coconut is definitely a superfood. You got cacao, which is a natural form of chocolate. You got hemp seeds, avocado. A lot of people don't think avocado is a superfood, but you can use avocado for oil, you can use it for food, and you can use it for moisturizing and skincare too. You got Brazil nuts. Some ones I want to point out in particular, fonio. Do folks know about fonio? Okay, fonio is an African grain from West Africa, but it's very high in nutrients and vitamins, but it's also really good for, I want to say the word is like glaucoma. Basically, it's really good to help women when they're like birthing and when they're breastfeeding, for them to get all they need for their breast milk and everything. Lactating, there we go. It helps women with lactating during that time. And it also helps men too with a lot of fiber and nutrients too. But it's an African super grain, something like a rice, but like a quinoa. It's an African super grain. You also got honey. Honey is a superfood too. I'm plant-based, and I believe in the power of honey. I know a lot of people who are vegan and plant-based, like, they don't eat no honey. The honey is one of the most revered things in ancient civilizations, especially Kemet. In Kemet, they use honey for healing, for ceremonies and rituals, and they use it just for the vibration and frequency from the bees. The bees are one of the highest vibrating beings on the planet. So why wouldn't you want to put that in your body? I mean, you also got the African yam. I don't know if folks know about yams, but yams originate from Africa. A lot of these yams we get out here in America, they hybrid, you feel me? But if you go to Africa and eat the yams out there, you can heal yourself with that yam, you feel me? You got papaya, is another superfood. You can take them seeds and heal yourself. Use it for cleansing and getting rid of parasites. Yeah, that's the list right there. I'm gonna go through all of them, but you can go to the next slide. Okay, this is a list of different nutrients and mineral-dense food. Some of them are here or was on the other list, but some ones that were not is She Legit. She Legit is like a goo, or like a it's a lava stone that you can use in the powder form in order to get the mineral nutrients in your body. Also, you got monotonic gold. Is folks familiar with monotonic gold? Okay, so monotonic gold is gold that's been extracted in water to be at a very, very small cellular level. And when you take that in your body, it helps to decalcify your pineal gland, but also helps to increase your brain function and memory. It also gives you energy, focus, and it helps to expand your consciousness. But it can help heal your body too, because gold is the highest vibrating metal on the planet, really in the universe. Gold is abundant in the universe, you feel me? So you can use that element in its high vibration in order to feed yourself. That's what a lot of ancient civilizations use for food, is monotonic gold, especially, like I said, in Kemet. They used to use that for food, you feel me? And you got other type of mushrooms too that are superfoods too as well, which I'll get into in 1 second. Next slide, please. Okay, so outside of the superfoods, I got a list of super oils right here. Who use oils within their daily life? Okay, yeah, we all do. We gotta stay moisturized, you feel me? So this is a list of super oils. You got coconut oil, grapeseed oil, which is a recommended one to cook with because it has a high burn content, but it's not acidic to the body. You got marula oil, which is an African oil that you can use for hair moisturizing, but also for skin moisturizing. Moringa oil, which is another good one. Batana oil, I want to bring that one up. Anybody here familiar with batana oil? Batana oil is oil extracted from the palm tree out in Honduras. Out in Honduras, they got an ancient indigenous tribe, and they take the seeds of this palm tree, and they take their time and crush them up, and it produces the oil. And this oil is really good for growing your hair back. Also, it has a capability to turn gray hairs into black. Also, it can grow back bald spots in the hair. It can help relieve the skin of eczema, burns, and stuff like that. Can help that heal back. And you can actually eat it internally for nutrients and food for your body too. So I have access to this oil since I went to Honduras and connected with this tribe. I have access to this oil. I don't have it available with me right now, but if you want to try to utilize the oil, tap in with me. Next slide. Okay, this is a list of monotonic minerals and neurotropics. And neurotropics is any kind of element that can help stimulate your brain activity, to help grow your brain and stem cells back, and to keep your brain healthy. So one of the best neurotropic elements that we have right now on the planet is lion's mane. Folks familiar with lion's mane mushrooms in here? Okay, lion's mane mushroom is a natural mushroom that has the properties and capability to increase your brain function, your memory, but also it can grow a lot of stem cells back in your body, and it can help to relieve nerve damage in the body too. So that's a good one to use. All these ones on the list are all good to use, but I just want to point that out right now. Next slide. Okay, so in this slide, we're going to talk about the importance of fungi in the mycelium network. And I'm going to go down and read these two lines for folks who may not be familiar with what the mycelium network is. It says that fungi is everywhere, hidden underneath the Earth's surface, and vast networks of interconnected mycelium thrive, impulsing like the nature's own internet, nourishing and creating soil, breaking down dead matter so that it can be recycled and used again. Mycelium also facilitates the transportation of vital nutrients and communication of chemicals and messages through plants and trees. And mycelium also digests harmful chemicals that pollute our planet. And mycelium is the roots of mushrooms of the earth. So all throughout the earth is the mycelium network. And mushrooms and fungi are starting to get back activated on the planet. And the mycelium is here to help uplift humanity. Fungi have the capacity to decompose the soil of the earth. Like I was just saying earlier, the earth minerals and nutrients on the planet is down right now. But you can take mycelium and put it anywhere in the dirt, in the trees, in the earth, in the soil, and it'll help to clean up and decompose that soil and get it back mineral rich and get the soil back to the state where we want it to be. So fungi has the capacity to decompose the soil, bring back the minerals of the mineral depleted soil, and it has the potential to heal the earth because the mycelium is one of the only elements on earth that can eat any unorganic, unnatural material. So it's research out there right now. I don't have the exact name on it, but do your research. It's a certain mushroom that can eat plastics. And they're aware of this right now. Science is aware of this. And they got other mushrooms that can help eat unorganic things outside of plastic. So plastic and pollution is a big problem on the planet, right? So if it's a natural way to get rid of it, why don't we all invest into mycelium and put it to where we need to on the earth and help clean up the whole earth? You know what I'm saying? So that's the potential of mycelium and how it can help heal the earth. Next slide. Okay, so this is a list of super fungi. Some may be aware, some not. But turkey tail grows out here naturally in California. You can go out to the redwoods, and out here in Oakland, you can go to Berkeley, you can go to many places. There's even some on my block on the street growing. You know what I'm saying? Turkey tail is a natural medicinal mushroom that can help you with cancer. It can help you with boosting your immunity. If you're sick or anything, it's a great tool. Lion mane is up there again. But then we also got this medicinal reishi mushroom, which is an ancient mushroom coming out of like China, other places in North America, but it has anti-aging properties. A lot of people use the reishi mushroom to keep their life force energy high. A lot of older men take the reishi mushroom to keep their life up. You know what I'm saying? You got the chaga mushroom, which is another medicinal mushroom that has a lot of properties in it to help you heal too as well. You got the cordyceps mushrooms, which are really good for energy, really good for power, and if you a massive energy working out, a lot of people use the cordyceps mushrooms. You also got oyster and lobster mushrooms. These are also mushrooms that you can eat as food, but also in medicinal as well. You got the enoki mushroom. You got the artist conch. That's another mushroom that grows out here in the bay that you can find a lot. And the maitake mushroom. That's another mushroom you eat, but also medicinal too as well. So yeah, please take notes and take a list of these mushrooms. And if you're not familiar with them, do your research. And yeah, tap in. Next slide. Okay. So now we're moving forward to plant medicine history and uses. Do folks in here know what plant medicine? Anybody want to tell me what plant medicine is from their understanding? Okay. Okay, go ahead. Sister.
I would say how we used to really treat, and it was like our doctors, back in the day.
Okay.
Using herbs and crystals and spells.
She on it. Okay. You go to the next slide for me. All right. So, what is plant medicines? Like the sister said, it's something that we use in more ancient times for healing, but this says that plant medicine is medicinal natural elements that can be air, water, fire, earth, or ether. It's also fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, oils, sea algae, minerals, spices, herbs, flowers, leaves, barks, roots, trees, plants, stones, crystals, fungi, monotonic elements. All these things can be used to naturally heal your body, your mind, and your soul, and keep you in a balanced state of maya, you feel me? So, in my opinion, these are what plant medicines are. Plants that you can use medicinally as medicine. But outside of the medicinal plant medicines, you also have the psychoactive plant medicines. And a lot of more people may be aware of psychoactive plant medicines as psychedelics. You know what I'm saying? That's a Western word used for these plants. But psychoactive plant medicines are psychedelics. They are natural elements from the earth that you can use to activate your mind, body, and soul on a quantum level for rapid healing and expansion of your consciousness. Now, what's the difference between, in my opinion, between a physical plant medicine and a psychoactive or psychedelic plant medicine is that the psychoactive or psychedelic plant medicines activate your mind, your body, and soul at the same time. You feel me? So a lot of these other elements might activate just your physical. One of these other elements might just activate your mind. But the psychoactive plant medicines, they activate them all at the same time. They also are expansion of your consciousness. These other plants and herbs and stuff, they can expand your consciousness too. That's how I originally expanded my consciousness, by changing my way I was eating. Once I changed the way I was eating, my mind started thinking differently. Then I started to attract and use all these other medicines. But outside of that, these plants and fungi and animal byproducts, because there are some plant medicines that are extracted from animals, and I'm gonna go over that in 1 second. But these plant, fungi, and animal byproducts have a psychoactive property that can take users on a transformational inner journey of self-reflection, profound consciousness expansion, and also transforming your life for the rest of your lifetime. When I first was hearing about plant medicines, a lot of times I was hearing about ayahuasca. Folks in here familiar with ayahuasca? Well, ayahuasca is an Amazon jungle tonic made from different plants and root barks. But I was hearing about how ayahuasca was changing people's lives and making people like superhumans and stuff like that. I'm like, that sounds very interesting, that somebody can change their life overnight just working with an element. So that really attracted me to do my research and started tapping in with these plant medicines. And it took me 3 years on my journey before I started tapping in with plant medicine. I did my research, and I took my time, and I understood what they were capable of doing. And once I did that, I had the confidence and I had the strength to go ahead and utilize the medicines on my own. But I would say for any plant medicine, whether it be psychoactive or a traditional physical plant medicine, do your research so you can know how to use them in your body. Because a lot of these elements, if you don't utilize them right, they could be deadly too. So take your time and do your research, but these plant medicines are here to help us and to heal and expand. Next slide. Okay, so the history of plant medicine, like the sister was saying, plant medicine has been used since the beginning of humanity. All indigenous people from all over the world has used them in the very core of their society, considering them sacred and essential. All plants, trees, soil, fungi, and elements are needed for preservation and survival of humanity. All plants, trees, soil, fungi, and natural elements sustain life, they preserve life, they nourish you, they replenish you, they rejuvenate you, and they have the potential to heal your mind and your body and your soul. This is every plant on the planet, and every element of the planet. So whatever element or plant or thing that causes it to attract you, work with that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna all work with the same medicines, and everybody's body is different. So we have to do our research to figure out what's good for us. But psychoactive plant medicines or psychedelics, they are natural elements from the earth as well, but a lot of them were sent here. A lot of these other psychoactive plant medicines were sent here from a higher order to help humanity expand in consciousness. Psychoactive plant medicine spontaneously connect you to your mind, your body, and your soul on a quantum level, and it can help you rapidly heal and expand your consciousness. And yeah, for the psychoactive plant medicines, I would say the indigenous people will use those too as well. They use them in ceremony, and they use them in ritual, and they use them in their everyday life. Okay, next slide. So what are the different types of plant medicine? This is a vast list of different types of plant medicines. And I'll be honest and let folks know I haven't tried each and every one of these plant medicines. I have tried a good amount of them though. You know what I'm saying? But some of these ones, I'm still researching, I'm still tracking and seeing if I need to have them in this lifetime. But for the list of medicines, the first one I got over here is marijuana / cannabis. Now, to me, from my studies and travels around the earth, marijuana is the most demonized plant on the planet. It's other countries you go to, you get caught with a little nug of some weed, you might go to jail for life or something. Why is it like that for this plant though, you feel me? And I think because outside of fungi, the marijuana or cannabis plant was one of the original plants that grew on this planet. And it used to be used more on a higher medicinal level. But these plants, the marijuana plant, it comes from certain lands and regions of the earth. The weed that we smoke out here in America don't come from America. Don't grow naturally from America. They've been put in pots, and they've been put in like chemicals, and they've been hybridized, meaning like they've been mostly feminized, where the masculine and feminine balance is not within the plant no more. So you're not gonna get the full medicinal healing properties of it, and you're not gonna get the medicinal spiritual properties of them too. So the marijuana plant is one of the most original plant medicines, and a lot of people don't look at it as a plant medicine, but if you utilize it right, and maybe even outside of smoking it, if you utilize it as a tea or an edible, you might get better properties of it. You also got the psilocybin mushroom, which a lot of people call magic mushroom, is another one. Like I said, ayahuasca is another different type of plant medicine, which you use in roots and leaves and make a tonic out of that. You got the rapé or hape plant medicine, which is a tobacco herbal mix, but it's made with natural tobacco though. I don't know if folks know, but a lot of tobacco out here in America is not real tobacco either. You got a tobacco that comes from the Amazon, it's called tobacco rustica or rustica, but it's a natural tobacco that comes from the earth that has medicinal properties of it. The tobacco a lot of times in indigenous cultures wasn't smoked. They would take the tobacco leaves and make a tea with it. And then when they drink the tea, that will give you a psychoactive expansion, you feel me? So tobacco is not really being utilized at the highest level either. Then you got the acacia plant, which is an African root plant. That was the first plant medicine that I ever took, was this acacia root bark. And at the time when I was taking it, I didn't even know it was a plant medicine. I just had a brother I knew who said, I'm making this pineal gland tonic. And you take a little bit of this tonic, it'll help to open up your pineal gland and your spiritual powers. I said, okay, that sounds cool for me. So I started taking it, you feel me? And when I started taking it, that's exactly what happened. He suggested you take it at night before you go to sleep. I took the time at night before I go to sleep. I'm in my dreams. I can remember all my dreams. I feel like I'm in control of my dreams. I take the tonic before I'm about to step out and go into society. I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I'm focused. I'm able to visualize things a lot clearer and help to expand my consciousness. So I give thanks to the acacia tree and the acacia plant for consciousness expansion and awareness. You also got the cacao plant too. I don't know, a lot of folks know that chocolate at its purest, rawest form is a plant medicine. And a lot of myths say that chocolate was created at the same time humanity was created, that the Creator created humanity from a chocolate tree. And it's a reason that when you eat chocolate, you feel a certain love in your heart. It's got a connection to our heart chakra with chocolate. So when you utilize chocolate on a more medicinal level, you can get the plant medicine properties of it. You also got another plant medicine from Africa called iboga. Anybody heard of iboga before? Okay, the good brother got it. Iboga is an African plant medicine from a tree, the iboga tree, coming from West Africa. And it's one of the strongest, if not the strongest plant medicine on the planet. It's one of the plant medicines that you gotta be very, very careful when you take it. You can't just take that by yourself, and you can't just take it like it's recreational. You definitely gotta be in a ceremonial ritual to take that one. You got, I don't call it a plant medicine because it's really a synthesized chemical now, but LSD. You know what I'm saying? LSD is another type of plant medicine, but like I said, right now it's more of a chemical. But at its original state, it's made from a plant. I don't know the exact name of the plant right now, but in its natural form, LSD is a plant medicine. And like I was saying earlier, we got these other plant animal medicines. Anybody ever heard of bufo? Okay. So bufo is a frog from the Sonora Desert out here in California and also in Mexico. And when you extract the glands from the frog, and you dry it out and turn it into a crystal, you can smoke that, and when you smoke it, they say it's the closest thing that you can get to God on this planet, because it has a chemical component in it called 5-MeO-DMT, which is the highest level of DMT. And DMT, for folks who don't know, is the chemical component in all these plant medicines. But it naturally occurs in your body. We naturally have DMT in our body. The feelings and things that we get from these plant medicines, we already have it naturally in our bodies. But since there's been so many conditions on the planet, it's hard for us to access the DMT in our body. But I would say through meditation, I would say through breath work, I would say through just enjoying life and being on a high spiritual vibration, you can access all these things without even taking these things. The only reason I started taking these things in plant medicine is because I didn't know no other way to expand my consciousness. I didn't know no other way to heal myself. But if I had to, and as I'm getting there, these plant medicines not to be utilized recreationally and not a drug or as something to do every day. It's something that you want to utilize smartly and responsibly. Next slide. Okay, so this is the different spiritual practices of these plant medicines. Like I was saying, ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a purification ceremony that they do in the Amazon rainforest, where they use these different herbs and these different leaves, and they boil it for like 24, 48 hours, and then they hold a circle and ceremony, and they drink it, and it's a purification process. You got now this is the real way that you're supposed to be consuming and smoking weed. It's called the Rasta Jamaican Steam Chalice Ceremony. Do folks understand or know about, heard of the steam chalice before? Okay, so in Jamaica, the Rastas created this amazing tool called a steam chalice, which you can take a coconut, or you can take clay, or some kind of ceramic, and create a bowl with it. You put water in it with different leaves and herbs, and then you light it at the bottom of it, and then as the smoke rises up and it burns through the water and it burns through the leaves, it creates a vapor. So when it creates that vapor, you smoke it through this bong-like bowl, and instead of smoke, you get vapors in your body. And vapors is something that's very, very natural and something that is very healing, you feel me? So the medicinal way to smoke marijuana is through this ceremony. And it's the Rastafarian Jamaican steam chalice ceremony, and they do it in the Blue Mountains in Jamaica. You also got, like I was saying, the Bufo frog medicine ceremony. And on here I said the Bufo frog God molecule ceremony, because they said that this molecule that's in this Bufo frog, when you smoke it, it's the closest thing you're gonna be able to get to communicate with God. And you can communicate with God and within yourself. So that's their ceremony. You also got another frog called the combo frog, which is also an Amazon rainforest frog, but it's a cleansing ceremony for folks who are sick, who got cancer, who got some like major life-threatening disease. You can take this combo plant medicine and cleanse and heal your body overnight. And a lot of people have been doing that. A lot of sick people, but also expands your consciousness too as well. Next, you got the rapé or hape snuff ground ritual in Brazil and South America. And like I was saying, that's when they take the tobacco and mix it with other herbs, and then they blow it up your nose. And when they blow it up your nose, it grounds your body. It stills your mind, and it prepares you either for a ceremony, or you can use it just for everyday use to be calm and still within your body. You got the other ceremony they do in Oaxaca, Mexico. It's called the Temescal Sweat Lodge ceremony. Folks in here familiar with sweat lodges? This is the original form of the sweat lodge out of Mexico. It's called Temescal. They take medicinal herbs. It's a list of them. I don't know the exact ones that you use right now, but you sit in a very, very small circle of a teepee, and you go through a sweat lodge ceremony using the Temescal. You also got the cacao heart chakra ceremony that the native Mesoamerican cultures use, where they take the cacao, the natural chocolate cacao, and they make a chocolate, like a hot chocolate drink with it. And then they take the mushrooms, the psychoactive mushrooms, they mix it with the chocolate. And when you mix chocolate with mushrooms, raw chocolate with mushrooms, it activates the mushroom to be very, very stronger. And the cacao helps to open up your heart. So it's a very grounding heart chakra ceremony. You also got the African Iboga death ceremony, what I'm calling it. But I call it that because a lot of times from my history and research, the Iboga plant, when you take it, it brings you to a near-death experience. Folks seen that movie, The Black Panther? And when he drank that purple tonic, and he went to go see his ancestors and stuff, and he came back in his body and it seemed like he was just coming back to life, they were speaking about the Iboga medicine right there. The Iboga medicine has the potential to send you back to your ancestors, send you back to where you come from, so you can communicate and get a deeper understanding of life. But sometimes people don't make it back from that journey. You might mess around and die with that. So that's what I'm saying, these plant medicines are nothing to play with. You also got the magic mushroom ceremony in Oaxaca, Mexico. Oaxaca, Mexico is a very spiritual place, and I got the chance to go there a few times. And I actually got a chance to partake in the ceremony, where during the season of September and October, where you can go and the mushrooms grow straight out the ground, where they've been growing there for thousands of years at. That's what I'm talking about when I'm speaking about the land race medicines. You gotta get medicine where they've been growing at since the beginning of time. If not, it's not gonna really have the medicinal properties it needs for you. You feel me? So this Oaxaca mushroom ceremony in the hills of Oaxaca, Mexico, every year people come from all over around the world to go see the ceremony and eat raw, fresh mushrooms from the ground. That's exactly where they came from, and it's the most powerful experience when dealing with mushrooms. You also got the peyote cactus ceremony. And peyote is a cactus, a form of cactus, but it's also psychoactive. You take the cactus and you extract let's say the juices from it, and when you drink it and when you eat it, it takes you on a grounding spiritual ceremony. You feel me? So that's the one coming out of Mexico as well. And these last ceremonies I'm gonna speak about, it pertains to alcohol. Now, a lot of people don't look at alcohol as a plant medicine, but in its original state, all alcohols are made with mostly herbs, fruits, and vegetables. But nowadays, alcohols is made with a lot of processed and chemical elements. So a lot of alcohol we drink nowadays is very deadly to the body. But on a spiritual aspect, if you take the time and do the alchemy with alcohol and use it more natural, it actually is a spirit. It's a way you can communicate, it's a way you can ground yourself, it's a way you can be in the spiritual element. So in Mexico, as well, Oaxaca, they got this drink called the mezcal. Anybody heard of mezcal before? Or mezcal? It's one of the most natural spirits or alcohols on the planet, where they just take the agave plant and it is fermented for a very long time, and it mixes other natural elements with it, and it comes out to a drink. But it's the most natural drink that you will be able to drink. It's not gonna get you drunk, it's gonna get you spiritually tapped in. And that's the same thing with this other drink. Shout out to Honduras and my sister Luisa. I don't know if you listened, but yeah, this Gifigi. It's a spiritual drink that they make in Honduras from the indigenous people of the Ganifu tribe. And these people take herbs, medicinal herbs, and they ferment it in alcohol and let it sit for a very long time. And after it sits, it turns into a medicine. But it also is an alcohol drink too. So you can either drink it medicinally as a medicine to heal yourself, or you can drink it as an alcohol to get in the spirit. But either way, it's a very, very natural alcohol that you can drink. Next slide. Okay, so we're getting close to the end, and I just want to highlight the importance of working with plant-based foods and working with plant medicine. And the slide says, living your life like a ceremony. So for the ayahuasca ceremony that we was just talking about, during the ayahuasca ceremony, or before the ayahuasca ceremony, they recommend that you fast, that you eat raw plant-based foods, that you practice high vibrational spiritual practices, and that you be in a space of solitude and meditation. I'm gonna say that again. Before the ayahuasca ceremony, it's recommended that you fast, not eat much, be light in your spirit, that you eat raw plant-based foods, raw high vibrational foods, that you practice high vibrational spiritual practices, whether that be meditation, yoga, qigong, going to nature, whatever. And they suggest that you be in a space of solitude and meditation. And this is the protocol for most indigenous plant medicine ceremonies. So you can be on a high vibration and be on a frequency to really have a good experience. So if this is what they suggest for you to be in a plant medicine ceremony, then if this is the space that they recommend to be successful in the ceremony, then why wouldn't you just live your life like a ceremony then? You know what I'm saying? If you need to be on this high vibration in order to take this medicine to get the healing that you need, wouldn't you be able to get that same healing if you just live your life like that? You feel me? So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, just live your life like a ceremony. You know what I'm saying? The more you do that, the more you're not going to need none of these medicines, because we're already going to be healed because we're living that life. And also, it's being a living mushroom. Like I was saying, mycelium has the potential and it's all over the earth, all over the world. So with the advancement of technology and global travel, ancient indigenous plant medicine practices are now accessible to the world. We can use these medicines as recreational drugs, or we can use them to access higher levels of consciousness and universal consciousness. There's a recreational way to use these medicines, and there is a ceremonial way to consume these medicines. And when you engage in plant medicine, we have to remember that they are a plant technology. I'm going to repeat that again, that we have to remember that these plants and the elements are technologies. They're not just elements, they are technology that we use. And all these plant medicines are intelligent. When you take them in your body, you consume the plant medicine, but the plant medicine is consuming you at the same time too. It's an interaction, it's an engagement. So these plant medicines are technology and their intelligence, and they have a consciousness too. When you take the medicine, you don't think it's not looking at you and observing you and figuring out who you are too, because it's intelligence. So the most effective way of engaging with these medicines symbiotically is with the natural, raw, plant-based human vessel. Because at the rawest form, engaging with these medicines, they want to engage with you too in your rawest form too. And your rawest form is at a natural plant-based state. When we was born, we wasn't born with no food or nothing in our body. We got to get some breast milk from our mom, which was the essential of life. These plant medicines are very close to that. They can be the essential of life too. So don't disrespect them and utilize them like that. Utilize them on a high vibration with your human vessel, and also in the cosmic, as a cosmic interdimensional being in like the mycelium network. So we want to utilize these medicines as technology. We want to utilize these medicines as tools that we're going to be in a high state of being within our own body when we use them, so we can get the best out of them. Next slide. Okay, so the summary is the mycelium can survive in the most extreme conditions, and it even can live in space. And if you do your research, they say that mushrooms don't originate from this planet. They said that they came from outer space and came to this planet. And the more research I've been doing, I see that the mycelium and mushroom, what they're saying, were the first living beings on this planet, before humans, before the soil, the earth, and all that. Remember, mycelium creates soil. So if the earth was here, how did it get its soil? When a lot of other planets, aren't they rocks? When we see them, before they turn into planets, they're usually rocks. So what turns the rocks into soil and brings life to these planets? It's the mycelium. The mycelium is one of the only elements, like I said, that can shoot back and forth through other dimensions and outer space and all that. So the mycelium can survive in the most extreme conditions, and they even live in space. They can create medicine. They can provide food, because the mycelium is food, is medicine. It can induce visions, and it can be a key to ultimately understanding human consciousness. Every ecosystem on the earth is reliant on fungi. If the mycelium and fungi wasn't on the earth, we wouldn't be able to communicate. Humans, animals, plants, none of that wouldn't be able to communicate. Every ecosystem on earth is reliant on the fungi for its survival and well-being. We have to understand and get more connected to this mycelium. You feel me? Next slide. Oh, well, this is the last slide. Yup. So yeah, thank you, everybody. This is the last slide. I don't know how I'm doing with my time, if I was too long or too short. But if anybody got any questions or comments, I'm here and I'm open. Okay. And honestly, this is like a shorter presentation. There's so much more details I would like to give to this stuff, but I'm gonna leave a lot of this up to everybody personal research. But if you got any questions in particular or want to know more, I'm definitely here and open to it.
We're able to leave your display. It's on this back table off to the left, so if anybody wants to purchase it or have any questions about any of the products, your display is still up back there. So.
Thank you, brother. It's my good brother Jeremy right here, part of the Also Collective, man.
I don't really need to write that out loud. So my question is about garlic, because a lot of the elders and the ancients swear by garlic, but now a lot of Dr. Shagan folks talk about garlic is not acidic. I mean, it's acidic. Have you personally tested the garlic for its acidity yourself personally, or are you just going by what you hear? I'm hearing conflicting things about garlic, so I just want a little more information about that.
Indeed. When I first came into my healing journey 10 years ago, I was heavily using garlic because I was hearing that it had the capacity to heal wounds and to heal the body. But I was using garlic for like a year straight, taking garlic baths, doing like garlic face masks and all this stuff.
Really doing it?
It didn't help.
Okay.
It kind of made things worse. And after I did the research, they were saying that garlic is real acidic, like you said. And in other cultures, anybody can do their research if they want to, they will put garlic in wounds so the wounds wouldn't close. You feel me? So I feel like, everything can be used as a medicine in a proper way, in the proper time. If something is at a very low acidic state, garlic might be a good tool to use because it might help to cleanse that energy and boost it up. But I personally wouldn't recommend it. But at the same time, if anybody who has a relationship with garlic or has done the research and know how to utilize it, it can be a medicine. All these plants and things can be medicines, you know what I'm saying? But it's not something that I personally use.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anybody else?
We are you, you're stationed here in Oakland, but you travel the world?
Yeah, so my first time traveling the country was in 2011. I didn't bring this up in the presentation, but growing up in college and in high school, I played basketball. And I got a chance to professionally play basketball in China in 2011. So in 2011, I went to China to play basketball, and I was out there close to 2 months. When I went out there, it was something that helped really shift my consciousness. The Chinese culture is very different from American culture. And also, the environments and the people is very different too. So when I went out there, I seen a whole new world. And I seen the way that they were eating. And before I even made a shift of being fully plant-based, I made a shift of being vegetarian by going to China. When you got off the bus, they gave us some McDonald's chicken wings. Straight from McDonald's, we were like, oh man, okay, from the top on some Mickey D's. You open the box up, you expect like some fried whatever, chicken nuggets. This was like some raw meat that is threw in a box and gave it to us. I'm like, oh wow, I ain't eating that. We go to the hotel, they got octopus, eyeballs, many different things. I'm like, nah, this ain't cool. Then we go to eat at a restaurant, out the blue, out of nowhere, I hear, like, what is that? They don't kill the cat. Yeah, they eat cats out there. You can go down the street and walk through a deli area. They got pigs, dogs hanging off, all types of rats. Yeah. So I was like, oh man, nah. I'm vegetarian right now. And then when I got back, I got real sick. And I'll be real with you, when I was out there in China in 2011, a lot of stuff that they was doing for COVID, they was already doing that. It was people already out there with masks on.
Yeah, because from bird flu and swine flu.
Right, it was when people already had limited social media and technology for their people. And it was hella polluted out there, you know? So with all that being said, that was the first place I went to go to travel to. And then from there, it took me a little bit longer to travel again, but in 2016, I got a chance to go to Cuba. And then I got a chance to also go to Haiti. And when I went to them places, those are two of the most suppressed African diasporas on the planet. And I actually got DNA from both of them places. So when I went there, it was like a different connection. It was a different spirit that came over me. But ever since that time, it woke me up to see the suppression of melanated people on the planet. And when I saw that suppression, I was activated to do the work I'm doing now. I told myself I'm gonna be on this planet, I want to make a difference and change for my melanated people. Globally, you know, feel me? We think we're going through a lot out here, it's people in other countries, melanated people in other places that go through a lot more worse. But we're going through a lot of stuff too here that they don't go through either. All African diaspora got their own struggles and issues. But at the end of the day, we're all similar people with similar issues. So, you know, after I traveled to Cuba and Haiti, I got a chance to go to Honduras. I went to Honduras, went to a retreat at Usha Village, which is Dr. Sagan's compound. And that changed my life too as well. Gave me the education I needed more about herbs, how to really utilize herbs. I got actually to try some real sea moss for the first time. I got to see the indigenous people in this land. This is a land full of melanated people that speak Spanish. Never seen that before. Gave me a different perspective about life. And ever since that time I come back, Spirit has been guiding me to travel to other places. And in the pandemic too, really shifted my consciousness too, because when the pandemic hit, you know, everything was on lockdown and shutdown. But it really inspired me, like, man, I'm gonna be locked down in the world here, let me do something right now and get out and travel. So I started going to Mexico heavily. Mexico was just calling me. It's a lot of, like you've seen that list, a lot of places, it was a lot of medicines on that list. And I got a chance to go out there and have some experiences, which helped open up my consciousness too. And after that, I got a chance to go to Africa, which was the ultimate life changer. It's nothing better to me, in my opinion, to be around nothing but melanated people. That's the most liberating feeling I had in my life, being around solely melanated people for that long, changed my heart, you know, gave me a deep understanding about life and made me want to sacrifice whatever I needed to in order for my people. So now I'm inspired to travel all throughout Africa, to learn the cultures, to learn the medicines and the history, but also to give back what I can give back to as well. And as I travel to these places, I bring our history. A lot of these people in these places, they don't know about our history. A lot of people, I went to Tanzania, started telling my good brother about the crack they're giving me out here. He started damn crying. He didn't know about that. He was like, why would they do that to our people? You know what I'm saying? So most of these people in these places, they don't know what we go through, but we don't know what they go through either. So I'm just really working as a vessel to bridge gaps for our people, travel to many places I can to African diasporas, Jamaica, Brazil, you know what I'm saying? Many of the Caribbean islands, all these places where our people live, we gotta come back together, man. Because the earth is our earth, but we just not operating like that. We've been separated, divided, we've been conquered and controlled. But we ultimately have the power to do anything when we come together. So yeah, that's why I've been traveling. Also to learn about these different indigenous practices and cultures, and learn about these different rituals and things that these people are doing to sustain life, but also to give back to the earth too. So yeah, I don't know to answer your questions, but yeah, that's my travels, and I'm gonna keep traveling as much as I can. And I also been working on hosting retreats too, because I've been traveling. A lot of people get inspired and they want to go to these places too. So if you want to, you can follow me online. I'm gonna put my link on there. But anybody on social media, on Instagram, my link is Magic L Bay. You spell that M-A-G. It's some folks for time. Yeah. Yeah, so on social media, on Instagram, if anybody's on Instagram, my Instagram is Magic, M-A-G-I-K, E-L-B-E-Y. That's my personal social media link. And I have a lot of my travels and a lot of different events and engagements I'm in. But I'm getting ready to start putting together healing retreats in Mexico, Africa, and Honduras. And so when I do, all that information will be on there. Yeah.
I have a question. Do you know around maybe how soon you'll start your retreat?
I'm looking to try to do a retreat if I can in August, but I'm also planning on going to Africa in September. So honestly, it may not be until the beginning of next year. But I'm doing my best with the time and energy I got right now.
Do you have them a couple of times a year or?
I've been personally doing my own personal healing retreats a couple times throughout the year. So I can learn, so I can heal, so I can have the knowledge and information to share with others. So now that I feel I got enough experience, I'm able to share it. Thank you.
This was awesome.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a wonderful festival of knowledge. I gained so much, and I feel like all of us have. So let's just give him a round of applause again. Thank him. This is the end of our presentation, and continue to apply what you learn, continue what you're doing that's working for your body, and add and apply some of the new practices and new techniques that you learned today. And I hope that you come back and support us. We have events throughout the year. I know we mentioned earlier, we are the Friends and Stewards AAMLO. We support AAMLO, and so membership is important, and we want to continue to have our programs. So this is our first year back in person for the Festival of Knowledge. So you are the original post-pandemic guests and practitioners. So thank you again. All right.